Good morning. Today we'll do a simple meditation together. After the introduction it will be 10 minutes. Meditation can be very complicated. You can go on expensive courses and retreats and learn how to do it. This is the simplest way that I know. We're just going to sit still, be quiet for 10 minutes. I will talk about what you can do as well if your mind wanders, but basically meditation is about pausing, allowing your body and allowing your mind to reset, to just take perspective of what's going on. If we're very, very busy and we're always on the go, we're always looking at technology and using it, we just don't always have the ability to see the wood for the trees. And sometimes our busyness isn't always getting us where we want to go. So meditation is quite simply a pause and a reset. And if you can do that every day, most days, for 10 minutes, it will start to make a difference. You will start to think slightly differently, more clearly, and perspective will be gained. And from that, you can decide what you'd like to do with that new perspective, whether to act on it or not. So it doesn't make you do anything or change anything, but it just allows you to have some space, a little bit of breathing space. And that's the key to meditation, is the breathing. There are lots of different ways of doing it, but the most simple way to do it is to take charge of your breathing. So to start with, put your hands here and then just feel where your breathing is without changing it. Most people's breathing is up here, short, shallow breaths. When we meditate, we're just choosing to take deeper breaths using all of our lungs. Down here, we want this lower hand to move. So I'll just show you. When you focus on this lower hand, what will happen is your breath will be naturally lower, slower and deeper. That's what we're after. When we do this, the body realises that it's safe. And all of the stress responses that we may be triggering all day long, they will start to be switched back off again, and our body will be able to just respond to life a little bit calmer. And that's all good. That's good for our health, that's good for our mental health. This is the key, breathing. Nice, big, deep breaths. Anytime you find things getting overwhelming, stop and breathe 6 to 10 deep breaths. You can keep your eyes open if you're busy, if you're doing something, but the breathing really is the key. When we meditate, we breathe slower and deeper, allowing the body to just have a rest, to reset the mind. Now the mind, the monkey mind, most of us have got the monkey mind, and it's shooting off here and there and talking of imaginary conversations with people we haven't even seen. How to deal with that? Quite simply, don't fight it. Don't try and stop it. Don't judge yourself for doing it. Don't be harsh with yourself here. Our brains are very complicated, and even the best neuroscientists don't really understand it fully still. All we need to do is to allow our thoughts to come in and go out, like a wave, like a tide. Just don't think they're more important than the last thought or the next thought. It's just a wave, in and out, like a tide. It happens. We think of thousands of things during a day, and they're not all going to come true. They're not premonitions. The imaginary conversations we have with people are not necessarily going to happen in real life. So the mind is a very complicated thing. We need to just simplify it, calm it and slow it. How we do that? Sitting still, being quiet, taking some deep breaths. And then when a thought comes into your mind, which it will, and in fact there may be more coming when you're quiet to start with, just let them go. Don't judge them to be important or harsh or true or false. Just don't add a value to the thought. If you can just allow it to pass, then it will just pass. Another will come, allow that to pass. That's really the key to meditation. You can visualise something if you want, if you're a visual person. You can chant a word if you are more of an auditory person, that you tend to understand the word through your hearing. If you are more of a person who feels the world, who experiences the world through how they understand it, through their feelings, then you might want to hold something, or you might want to hold your hand somewhere. You might want to do a simple mudra, which is a hand yoga, something like this, to focus your body. We're all very different, so if you need something extra, like visualising a candle flame, that might suit you. If you want to do a chant, pick something very simple like Om, which is a universal sound for the universe. If you want to, you can do something with your body, maybe even do this. That might help you just to settle, just to calm yourself. This is quite a good one. Or just sit quietly and just breathe. So we're going to do this together now. 10 minutes. I will set a timer. If you're going to use your phone for your timer, make sure all the other notifications are turned off, preferably airplane mode. But if not, just turn everything off on silent and use a timer, a gentle timer. What you don't want to do is, once you've been quiet and still, you don't want to be woken up with a huge clangy noise, because that will startle you and undo all the good work that you've just done. I use one of these, it's a meditation timer. And I'm just going to set it for 10 minutes. And it bongs at the beginning, and then it will bong at the end. I'm just going to sit still with my hands open, and I'm just going to breathe quietly for 10 minutes with you. That's 10 minutes. 10 minutes is enough. You can do more, you can do less. Just would like to have a quick chat about practicalities so that if you do want to meditate regularly, you can find a way to add it to your life, fold it into your daily routine. Practice at different times of the day to find out what suits you. You might be able to do it first thing in the morning. It might be that you don't do it until you go to bed at night. It could be that you do something completely different just before you start something or just after you finish a routine. If the dinner's in the oven, that might be a good time for you to sit still and be quiet for 10 minutes. You'll have to find out a way that suits you. I have a friend who does it just before the school run. It's important that if you want to do it, you find the time to do it. You don't need to justify it to anybody. This will do you good, and anything that does you good, that helps you to be happier and healthier, will ripple out to whoever you spend your time with during the day and during the week. So give yourself permission to do this. Have some time for yourself. Find 10 minutes in a day to give yourself this gift of just resetting, taking perspective, recharging yourself, and sitting still somewhere. You can sit upright in bed if you want to, just don't lay down because you'll probably fall asleep again. So just sit upright, and you don't need any special equipment. You can just use a timer. You can use a clock if you've got one that's got an alarm on it, or you can use your phone if everything is switched off. Find that time during the daytime and you will benefit from it. I tend to do mine first thing in the morning, sitting up in bed before I start my day, because I can do that now. I don't have to get up and rush around. Find what time suits you best. If you're going to do it at night time before you go to bed, then go to bed just before you're very tired and sit upright, and specifically have a different time for meditation, and then get ready for actual bed and lay down. Preferably get back up again and go and do something like perhaps brush your teeth or what have you. So there's a little bit of a break between meditation and sleep, otherwise you're just having a nap. Hopefully I've covered everything, and if you want to, we can just meditate together. I will also include some audio clips of some guided meditations that we did a very, very long time ago, I think about 15 or so years ago. So that's it for the day. I hope you enjoyed it, and hopefully we'll meditate together again soon. Namaste.